Well, good evening, everyone. You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this is your Red Pill News. It is getting warm outside. I don't think I'm going to be able to wear flannels again until next fall, but that doesn't matter. I am still the Patriot, if not in plaid. We've got a lot of news to go over today, you guys. First of all, there was some very interesting search results on the largest search platform on the planet yesterday. Looks like they've finally gotten a couple things right, so we're going to go through those search results. Also, it looks like we have an update on the Durham probe, potentially when it's going to be ending. And you know what? It suspiciously lines up with the epidemic that we are experiencing right now. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but probably not. Then we've also got some more stuff on John Durham charging someone who has had bad things to say to Adam Schiff. We've also got an update on the false charges that were brought against Concord by the Mueller team. Those are going to be no more. Then we've also got a study on how to prevent and treat CV-19. And then finally, we have another blue check mark, another celebrity coming down with a positive test. What does that mean? I don't know, but I think I have an idea. So please, everybody, do sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and we'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Alright guys, once again I am here to beg you to come play Raid Shadow Legends with me on mobile or PC. It doesn't matter, it's on both, but today we're talking about mobile. This game has seriously become my absolute favorite mobile game. I've built my character to level 37, my name is Marauder78, so you can find me, and my team is massively powerful. So come with me, and I will show you why I am obsessed with Raid Shadow Legends. You'll never run out of ways to play this game, level up, and increase your character's power. You can play campaign mode, seek out potions and rare artifacts in the dungeon, play in the arena against other players, battle clan bosses, there's the new battle pass, and so much more. You've got daily quests to complete, you've got daily challenges, you've got missions, and you've got the new Battle Pass mode. With Battle Pass, you've got daily and weekly challenges, and as you complete those challenges, you'll receive rewards, your levels will increase, and when you get to level 30, you will get this free epic champion. New characters are being added all the time, the graphics are incredible, and the best part is I have played this game and built my entire team completely free. You can find me in the game under the nickname Marauder78, and if you're quick enough, you can also join my clan, Players Club. So what are you waiting for? The links to join are in the description below. It's also in the pinned comment, so you can't miss it. Just go to the video description, click on my special link, and if you're a new player, you will get 200,000 free silver, plus a free champion. That's 150,000 more silver than they were offering before, and it's only good for the next 30 days. So make sure you go and hit the link in the description below. Join me, Marauder78, and I'll see you there. What are you waiting for? Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. First of all, today, finally, this search platform gets something right. This was the biggest belly laugh I had yesterday. When you went onto that search engine and you typed in Democratic Party, this is the search result that comes up. Now, this is some information on this platform that's designed to give people a snapshot of what it is that they're looking for. And generally, it's for big ticket items like this, you know, organizations, stuff like that. This kind of thing was seen in the past when someone for the California GOP changed it to the flag or the symbol of the bad guys from the big one in WW2. But here, yesterday, the Democratic Party's animal was changed from a donkey to a rat. And as far as I know, it is still that way online. Now, this was just an incredible sight to see, and this was not the only search result that showed up. Now, when you go and you type in searches for things that have been suppressed over the last couple of years, you can see that something has specifically changed on that platform so that it's no longer being suppressed. I highly suggest that you go and do your own searches, try to find things that you've always wanted to learn about, and go ahead and save those search results. Do a screen grab, do a picture with your phone if you don't know how to do a screen grab, but go and find the information, because if there was ever a time to research and get the information that you've actually been looking for, the time is now. So please do that and share it with the people who need to get red-pilled. Well, it looks like we're getting some additional information on the Durham probe. It's now expected to end sometime in June or September. And apparently, Comey and Brennan have still not been interviewed. Now, Gateway Pundit doesn't think this is a good thing. Now, I personally have said many times on this channel, this is going to happen on the timeline that is best for prosecutions. This is not going to happen on a timeline for when we want it to happen. If they need to go until July or September, then that means that they are building a huge case against these people. And that's the only reason that it's going to take that long, because they need to make the best possible case. Now, we know that Durham is investigating the FBI and Justice Department misconduct in the run-up to that 2016 election. And in October 2019, the investigation transitioned into a full-fledged criminal investigation. Now, on Monday, Lou Dobbs reported that the investigation is going to wind down sometime in June to September. Now, hopefully, in that time, that's going to allow for Durham to go ahead and interview Comey or Brennan. And Gateway Pundit thinks this is going to go the way of the Horowitz investigation, but I don't think so. I think that all of that information that was gathered during the Horowitz investigation was then handed off to the Durham investigation. Durham was the guy behind the scenes. He was the Wizard of Oz, if you will. So let's go ahead and see what Lou Dobbs had to say about it. I want to get his opinion.
Sources tell Fox News that U.S. Attorney John Durham's investigation into the origins of Spygate will be concluding between sometime around July and September. We've heard these kinds of sliding scales, haven't we, for conclusions of FBI and Justice Department reporting. Durham has investigated, we are told reliably, officials throughout the intelligence community since he was appointed by Attorney General Barr last May. However, we've been told Durham has yet to speak with either former CIA Director John Brennan or former Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper. Make of it what you will.
Now, hear me out on this piece. What I've been thinking might happen is that they push it as close to the election as possible. Just try to imagine if the information gets dropped in October, if it is an October surprise, and it completely destroys the chances of the Democrats and any of these coup plotters from escaping justice. If President Trump can use this in any way to make sure that he gets elected in November, you better believe he's going to do it. I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments below. Well, now, here is something that's very strange. John Durham has charged a man with threatening to assault Adam Schiff. This just seems a little too convenient. So some guy went onto Adam Schiff's meeting scheduler website and filled it out with his personal information and said that he wanted to do harm to Schiff. So now he's facing 15 years in prison. He's currently out on $25,000 bond. But the headline of the message was called "Measure Your Coffin Day." And like I said, and then he signs it, Robert M. Phelps, Republican. Like, how easy would this be for something like this to blow back on Republicans if this guy was actually stupid enough to do this? Or, just keep in mind that I tend to think it's an FF. I think that this is something that maybe Adam Schiff set up, and this guy's going to get charged, and, we'll see what happens. But why is John Durham the guy that's going after him? I thought Durham was working on this probe. Maybe this has something to do with the probe itself, and they have connected this guy to it. So keep an eye out on this story. Definitely look to see if this guy, Robert Phelps, is connected to Adam Schiff in any other way, because I find it really difficult to believe that someone would be this stupid. All right, so we originally heard about this over the weekend. Robert Mueller and his team at the special counsel investigation had charged Concord Management with the junk Russian bot case, and now it looks like a judge has granted the DOJ's motion to just drop the charges because they were fictitious from the get-go. Now, there's actually a gag order in place, so they can't release any more information about it, but DOJ prosecutors on Monday filed this motion to drop the case so that they could avoid trial, because, as it turns out, Concord Management and Consulting wasn't even an actual company at the time that they were supposedly out there buying Facebook ads to the tune of something like $10,000. Now, Concord actually surprised Mueller's team after getting indicted when they showed up to court to play ball because they knew that, what they were being charged with was totally fictitious. Now, back then, special counsel Robert Mueller had indicted them as a Russian troll farm, and it really backfired in the end. Now, in short, it says Concord has demonstrated its intent to reap the benefits of the court's jurisdiction while positioning itself to evade any real obligations or responsibility. This is from the prosecutors. Now, they said that Concord was availing themselves of U.S. legal protections while refusing to comply with their own obligations. Plus, a change in the balance of the government's proof due to a classification determination informed the decision. But it gets better. Prosecutors are now seeking to submit that classified filing to the federal judge they claim backs up their decision to dismiss Concord's case. The government has identified several considerations in its motion to dismiss that relate to the national security interests implicated by proceeding against defendants Concord Management and Consulting and Concord Catering. For the benefit of the court, the government seeks to provide information regarding these national security interests. These facts can only be filed ex parte because they are classified. So they would be unable to even take them to court because the information that they would have to present would be classified information, and then they would have to read everybody in. But what if that classified information shows that Concord Management and Consulting and Concord Catering never did any wrongdoing, and the real actual point of wrongdoing was with the Dims and the coup plotters? I think that that's probably what it's going to show. So rather than going to court, having to get some egg on their face, they're just going to drop the whole thing because Concord never did anything wrong. They bought $10,000 worth of Facebook ads, and I hardly believe that that was enough to sway the American public. No. The American public were swayed by the missing emails, by the horrible events that took place in Libya, and just by the general disgusting behavior of the candidate that was running against President Trump. All right, next, here is a very interesting article that was dropped to Enoch by one of his followers. It is an article from a German magazine. I don't know how you pronounce it because I don't speak German. But you can see here the photograph they used is an interesting collage. First, up here in the upper left, we've got this stag head with a bunch of meerkats all over it. That is very, very odd. We know what stag represents. And just in case you don't remember what it represents, I want to take you to the photos from that 1972 party that the Rothschilds had. And if you take a look right here, this is one of the most famous images from it. We have some guests at the party, and the woman is wearing that stag head right there. Here is another look at her. So clearly the stag is a symbol to the elite. And then with those meerkats on it, meerkats are known for herding and sticking together, and they have this odd habit of standing up and looking for danger all around. So when you see meerkats looking up, they are looking to see if any predators are coming and to try and protect the herd. Now, then there's this image right here, which looks like it was drawn by a child, and it has the CV-19 on it. And then over here it says WWG1WGA. This image was clearly put together very specifically. So we tend to think that this is a message to the elites regarding this guy right here, and then, of course, this movement. So tend to think there's some comms going on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the article. All right, so translating the article, it looks like it is discussing emergency care of preschoolers, talking about closing down daycare centers and providing areas to provide emergency care in the event that there is still the necessity for some type of daycare. But with the content of that image, and then the fact that it's stressing the need for emergency care, and then you put that together with the fact that so many blue check marks are coming down with it, I think that this might be a communication in regards to how the elites are going to receive the emergency care that they need. Or it could be something else. Now, it's also talking about how the daycares in Berlin are going to be closed on the 17th. That is quite the date for them to choose. If they're just going to be shutting everything down, why not shut it down on the 18th or before that? But clearly it's about the government response to what is happening here with CV-19. And I know it's not a coincidence that they throw the where we go one, we go all in there. What do you guys think? So President Trump and his task force held another press conference today, and I thought that this was very interesting. I've had a lot of people very worried about what they're going to do if the economy shuts down. Well, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said today that we are looking at sending checks to Americans immediately, somewhere in the range of $1,000. So I don't know if that means every single American or every American over 18, but if you find yourself in financial hardship as a result of what's going on right now, then this very well could be what's going to be able to keep you afloat until everything gets back to normal. So this is really good news. So President Trump and his task force held another press conference today, and I thought that this was very interesting. I've had a lot of people very worried about what they're going to do if the economy shuts down. Well, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said today that we are looking at sending checks to Americans immediately, somewhere in the range of $1,000. So I don't know if that means every single American or every American over 18, but if you find yourself in financial hardship as a result of what's going on right now, then this very well could be what's going to be able to keep you afloat until everything gets back to normal. So this is really good news. And finally, one last bit of good news. It looks like as a result of this whole kerfuffle, gasoline could hit 99 cents a gallon in some states due to everything that's been going on. Now, that is going to be a significant help for people. However, if we're not allowed to leave the house, then we're not going to be buying a whole bunch of gas anyways. But prices across the nation are dropping right now, and people still do need to buy gas. 99-cent gas is something I remember from before Gulf War I. It's been a long time since I paid for gas at such a low price. So definitely keep an eye on that. That's going to be good. You know, we've got this oil war going on between Russia and Saudi Arabia, so that could also have something to do with it. But it's not just gasoline. It's going to affect the price of anything that has oil in it. However, it should take some time for that to kind of trickle down to the people here of this nation. But still, some good news nonetheless. Well, would you look at this? It looks like in response to President Trump limiting the number of Chinese citizens who could work here in the United States and specifically in the journalistic profession, China has announced that it will be expelling American journalists. Now, I just want to show you which American journalists they're going to be expelling. It'll be the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Washington Post. So they're not going to be able to be in direct contact with their overlords in China. I wonder how that's going to affect the quality of their journalism. Very, very interesting. They also want to know exactly what Voice of America and Time Magazine are doing while they're going to be allowed to stay over there. So this was an announcement made by China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and of course it came after President Trump limited the number of Chinese news journalists that could be here in the United States to 100. So China sent this message to American journalists whose press credentials are due to expire before the end of 2020 to notify the Department of Information of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs within 4 calendar days starting from today and hand back their press cards within 10 calendar days. So they are not wasting any time. They're going to get these American journalists right out of there. Now, of course, journalist is kind of a loosey-goosey term with these people, but I don't mind seeing it. I think that the American journalists that we see here have spent a lot of time kowtowing to the Chinese regime, and it's about high time that they came back here to America and started actually reporting with true journalistic intention on issues facing America. And they can start by honestly reporting on the wonderful job done by President Trump and his administration. Now, in the meantime, because I know they're not going to do that, you can continue to get honest reporting here on this channel. All right, guys, although it sure seems like a lot is happening, make sure that you keep your thinking caps on and use discernment. I've seen a lot of reports in the last couple of days about Oprah Winfrey's home in Florida being raided. There was actually some body cam footage of an actual raid that was put out as proof of that. It clearly was not the home of Oprah Winfrey, and we have absolutely nothing to back this up. So just as a suggestion, just make sure that you're checking your sources and that you're maybe checking checking with your research groups before you start putting stuff out and saying that something definitely took place, because that's the kind of thing that they're going to use against us. All right, don't forget about the contest. We are so close, just about 1,200 subscribers away from those 2 people winning a $200 gift card each. It's my way of saying thank you very much, and also I appreciate you. So as always, this has been Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this was your Red Pill News. Good luck, everyone, and God bless. Hey guys, it's Red Pill. Just one more thing. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has taken the time to support this channel. If you'd like to see some ways that you can support the channel, you can always check the show notes in the pinned comment of this video below. Whether you like, whether you share, whether you make sure that your notifications are on, any way that you support this channel means so much to me. I could not be doing this without you, and I could not do it without your help. Without people like you, this channel would not exist, so thank you so much to everyone for all of their many means of support. Don't forget to check out the merchandise store that is also in the pinned comment, and I will see you guys next time.